Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back, or welcome to another Bangs audio review. Today is going to be a sum up, not a full-on review, but I am going to talk about 8 different sets that I have been listening to, testing, enjoying over the past week or so. As promised, we are just going to talk about bone conduction sets, reviews of the BQEYZ Wind and the BGVP DMA, it's too many letters, are both up live on the channel. And I do also have a review of the Celest Plutus beast from several months ago. And all the PZT drivers have their own reviews too. So Simgot SuperMix4, BQEYZ Topaz, NX7 Mark IV from NiceHCK. This big ass case is for the Raptgo Bridge. And Kiwi's Quintet keeps rearing its beautiful head, doesn't it? Yeah. Anyway, so we're just going to go into not a ton of detail with each set because they all have their own reviews already, but just sort of where the intersection is between piezoelectric drivers, these 5 here, and true bone conduction drivers, these 3 here. What they sort of have in common, what they don't really have in common, insofar as the sound signature, tonality, timbre, texture, etc. What I can tell you is I am a fan of both drivers. Like, I don't see a bad set in front of me. I see sets that are well worth their price. I see really like top-end sort of feeling sets in the DMA and the Wind and the Quintet. They deliver for their price, even though they're, $200 plus, $200, $300. Are excellent. And then some values in here as well, like the Plutus beast can definitely get down to 72 for a bone conduction driver introduction. I think that's fantastic. And I've seen the Bridge as low as like $40, which is, I bought mine for 90 and they're normally 140. So holy crap, if you can get your hands on this set literally for under $100, I'd do it. But obviously if you can get it for under 80 or under 50, hello, that's a no-brainer. It comes with a gigantic case, which you can see in the review of it, which is why I have this slightly smaller case for it now. But anyway, so you can get into PZTs. Let's just call it under $80, just to be safe, because I don't know when it's going to go on sale again. And you can get into bone conduction drivers for under $80, and they're good introductory sets. And they do scale, like as you go up in price, they correspond. Oh yeah, the NX7 Mark IV, I brought this one out. I haven't listened to this in a while, and man, did I thoroughly enjoy that. It's a 7-layer PZT, along with BAs and a dynamic driver. So a lot of these sets here are like multiple hybrid, tribrid, quadbrid style sets, right? So the PZT is acting in concert with a bunch of other drivers for the most part. The one exception being the 9-layer PZT in the Topaz, which is just paired with one dynamic driver. Really nice set. That's under $80 too. When it's on sale, it's like 60-ish. Another really good choice for a PZT. Bone conduction. Okay, so let's get into the difference really quick. So PZT would be layers of concentric circles stacked on top of each other, like I guess that would be isobarically speaking, yes? And they will number in, layers from probably, I think you have to have at least 2 for the vibration to work, all the way up to like 7, 8, 9 layers. Now, I think that there's a limit, like the more layers doesn't mean the better, right? So they layer it to a point, probably cost is a part of it, and how much of that vibration that they want to happen in the set, in the overall tuning and overall feel and texture of it, probably has a lot to do with it. So you've got that, and then those piezoelectric layers are obviously using a current, electrical current, to vibrate against one another, and that transfers to your bone material, which then brings that to your inner ear, where it goes with, like, what is the hammer, nail, piston, that little, the tri-bones that are inside your inner ear that interact with your eardrum. So that's how PZT works. Bone conduction is a different thing. It's a housing. It's like almost looks like a BA driver, but inside that housing, you've got a metal reed, like a steel, like high tensile strength metal reed that does the vibration there. So there is a textural difference between the two. You can definitely feel the bone conduction driver more. There is more texture to it. It has a better, not a better, it has a different feel to it. You may prefer that, or you may not. It might be too much. You know, I'm not saying that's for everybody. It's a different texture, right? PZT, to me, acts a little bit more normal, right? Kind of like a big old dynamic driver, as far as its like vibrations go, but still is bone conducting, right? So it still has that maybe slightly greater impact, slightly better attack to it, when paired, especially when paired with a dynamic driver. So there's a difference. The difference might be a little bit more subtle, but what I feel like is the PZT is a little softer, rounder, and the bone conduction is a little bit more direct, impactful, and intense in its presentation. Now, the other part is what part of the frequencies are they taking care of in the sets, and I'm not going to get into all of that. That's a lot of tech, and I just don't want to represent anything the wrong way. But what I can tell you is that for me, where I feel it the most is in the lower frequencies. So I hope that's accurate. It's how I perceive it. When I compare it to other sets, like dynamic driver sets or planar magnetic sets or hybrids that don't involve PZT or bone conduction, there is a different feel. Just like there's a different feel to the bass from planar and dynamic driver. Like they have a different feel to them. Unless you're talking about the RDT10, but that's a freak. So anyway, back to this. I feel like there's more potential here for both. I think PZT is definitely in wider use than bone conduction. And I think bone conduction is probably still kind of getting figured out, because the reason for both of these to exist at all is for people with hearing impairment or hearing loss, to help them to experience more sound through vibration. So it's probably like further along than I know, because I've only been doing this for a little over a year. But it seems like maybe there's a ways to go, right? People are learning how to tune these, how to implement them, how to have them interact with other drivers to get the best experience. I feel like the DMA is outstanding, no matter what its configuration, bone conduction or not. It's just an outstanding $300 IEM. I also feel like that the Wind is excellent. I also feel like the Plutus Beast is excellent. There isn't a set here that I wouldn't listen to. You know, there just isn't. Again, PZTs seem to be a little bit more prevalent, and it could be a cost issue. Maybe it's a little bit less expensive to do those layers versus like a full-on unit that looks like a BA. Like maybe it's a little bit more intricate, right? It's not just slapping a layer on top of another. It's an actual like little vibrating reed inside of a housing. That seems more complicated to me. So it probably is. And that's probably why you don't see more bone conductions. Now, you can get a CVJ Konoka for $20 that has a BCD in it if you want to try it and not spend a lot of money. I don't know how good that set is. I don't know if it's a really accurate presentation of bone conduction or not, but I do know it exists. So it could be a fun thing to try. That's all I'm saying. Preference. I don't know if I have a preference. I do probably prefer the bone conduction because I was a drummer, because I was in a band, because I'm like a drum addict. That's why I listen to so much metal, guys. Honestly, like I love drummers that just are like phenoms, you know? And to be like a jazz drummer or a metal drummer, like at the top of your game, jazz too, you got to be special. And you know, so drummers like Art Cruz and Chris Adler and Danny Carey and Brand Daler and, you know, obviously like Buddy Guy and, you know, like Jeff Tane Watts, and like there's just so many amazing drummers to listen to out there, and I could probably spend all day naming the ones that I love. But that's why I think I like the BCD, because it really brings the impact and the emphasis and the resonance to the drums. It's just a beautiful thing that happens with these. And I will still enjoy my PZTs because they provide, I think, really excellent listening experiences too. And I will never talk badly about a PZT unless it deserves it. You know, a crappy set is a crappy set, and it's always going to get my honest opinion on it. But yeah, no, it was a really fun week. It was kind of eye-opening. It was nice to learn about the differences between the two drivers, and that there is some. But they still do both interact with bone and do use vibration to get the sound to your ears. And don't have to be in direct contact with the bone for that to happen, which is also pretty cool. This is all really cool. I mean, this is like sound. It's like electricity is magical. Like sound is magical. Music is magical. All of this stuff that enhances our lives. It makes us feel better when we feel like shit. It makes us feel even better when we feel great. Enhances our experiences, our memories, all of this stuff. It's just amazing to me, which is why I'm doing what I'm doing. So I'm hoping in that helping you all to have better, more memorable, and more amazing experiences too. So that's my little diatribe there. My little manifesto, so to speak. I promised I wasn't going to run like 20 minutes long on the wrap up. I'll list all of these sets in the description. I recommend all of them. If you get them on sale, obviously be patient, be smart, do your research, do your looking, whatever. They all go on sale at some point. They will if they haven't, if they're not right now. So anyway, BCD PZT week comes to a close. I loved it. I will be experiencing more, and I will fix the fact that I only have one BCD I am in my actual possession, because these guys came from Sforzabull, and I will link in the description his handle, at least, or his first official review, which was the Queen of Audio Rum cable. He's doing cables on Reddit, so I'll link you to that, because I think it's going to be very good, very informative, and very helpful. The whole cable thing, you know, it's its own world, and it's not my forte. It is his, so I'll make sure that that's linked so you guys can go check out his reviews of cables as they come out. With that, I wish you all a beautiful Thursday coming up on the weekend. Enjoy yourselves, enjoy the summer, enjoy each other. Just, you know what I'm going to say. Be careful, be safe, be nice. I love y'all. Nothing. Peace to you. We'll see you soon.